I was shivering from the cold, but still took off my clothes and stepped straight into the icy lake. The moment my body went under, the freezing water cut straight into my bones. I trembled all over and had to scramble back to shore.
Oh, shit.
Then I came up with a new plan. I pushed a dead log over as a float and slowly swam toward the middle of the lake. When I was in position, I took a deep breath and dove down. There was a crashed plane under the water. I was the only survivor of the crash. I was trapped in the wilderness, and my only chance to live was to get into the cabin and find the captain's satellite phone. But the phone was gone. My lungs were about to burst, so I grabbed 2 backpacks and kicked with all my strength to get back to the surface. As I swam toward the shore, something unexpected happened. A hungry brown bear was waiting there. It took the bag of cookies from the bank. I yelled in anger, but the bear ignored me. Then it went to my companion's body. I slapped the water in panic, trying to scare it off, but it only gave me a cold glance. Luckily, it didn't like the old corpse and turned away. I only let out a breath when its shadow vanished. The first thing I did after getting on shore was bury my companion's body. Then I checked the 2 backpacks for anything useful. One was full of soaked electronics and chargers. The other was untouched, stuffed with cash. Out here, money was no better than trash. I kept digging and finally found some medicine bottles. The bottles were treasure because I could use them to hold water. But the water here was full of bacteria and had to be boiled. An idea hit me. I used my glasses as a magnifying glass and lit some of the paper with sunlight. Soon a flame rose. All I needed now was a pot. I remembered the plane had hit a tree before crashing, so I ran into the woods and found a piece of wreckage big enough to boil water in. At last I had my first pot of clean water, but water wasn't enough. I had to find food. I bent an earring into a hook, but with 0 experience, I couldn't catch a single fish. I turned to the forest for something to eat. I was lucky to find wild fruit and ate it right away. That night, I started vomiting hard. The fruit was poisonous. Then I realized the brown bear must know what's edible. The next day, I began studying its droppings and compared them with different fruits. I finally found one kind that was safe to eat, but the weather turned. Heavy rain poured down before I could gather much. I caught rainwater in the bottle and hid under the log. With water and food, my will to live flared up. I slung on my backpack and stepped into the forest, ready to find a way out. But after a while, I saw a footprint on the ground. I thought there was another survivor. I lifted my foot and saw the tread matched exactly. I had been walking in circles. How was I going to get out of here?